Welcome back to Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches. I'm Richard.
Noah.
And
It's One Piece.
you
Back
can
again.
you can stop giving him grief for wearing this shirt because I am post Timeskip.
Once. He didn't even notice. And man, people were upset about it.
Yeah, and I don't think there was a thing. I never looked closely enough at the shirt to pay attention to what was going on in there.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, I can see it. It's a cool shirt.
It is a really cool
I
shirt.
really like
I
it.
like this one a lot.
So I took a not that this matters about anything, but I grabbed a notebook and I went online and I looked at a color picture of the full crew.
Mm-hmm.
And printed it up and slid it in the cover of the notebook because I'm finding all of my old notes that I used to print up in stacks of paper around the house.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get them all together and collect them in one place. And so the picture that I printed off is very similar to that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I believe it.
So we are going to do 582 this is where we left off.
Yep.
Through to the time skip.
Yep.
Through to the hat on the rock.
We are finishing pre-time skip.
I mean, I have already started reading post-time skip.
End of a saga.
So
The end of the first saga.
Yes. It was today that I finally realized why I've had such a hard time with this section of story.
Okay.
My notes are a mess.
Yeah.
I do not have any organized thoughts at all.
I wrote my notes today.
Whoa! So this might be Millennial Son teaches Gen X Dad about the end of Marineford because I've read it twice.
Okay.
And I was just blah through the whole thing. I hated the backstory.
Okay.
And I thought it would get better the second read, and it didn't.
Okay.
It didn't.
All right.
And there's a couple reasons why, and then I read the whole thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it occurred to me today. Up to chapter 581, you are on such an emotional roller coaster, and it's so tense that it's a crash. It's an emotional crash.
Yes, it is.
And I could not appreciate the backstory of Luffy and Ace. And then I discovered I didn't like the backstory of Luffy and Ace. And then, and I'll be totally honest with you. The thing that gets me is two kids, largely on their own, being raised by, in essence, a crime boss.
Yep.
There is no reason that Luffy should be as nice as he is to people. There's no logical reason why Luffy isn't as much as a red-ass bastard as all the other pirates that we see who are out there. It doesn't make sense that he's as kind as he is.
So one of the things about that I have come to appreciate when it's done right and notice heavily in I avoid the words media literacy like a plague.
Okay.
Because of how misused that term is in nowadays.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to say it's comprehension and in different comprehension between audiences. So one of the things about characters, people have a breaking point of believability, plausible deniability, right?
Yes.
Where you can no longer suspend your disbelief.
Yes.
Okay?
I rub up against that all the time.
Yes. So one of the things that I've noticed with certain types of characters, and One Piece is full of them, is that they're so unnaturally the way they are.
Yes.
So, and it got me thinking because of Ace.
Okay.
Because the big thing about Ace is what I was trying to explain last video, why he turned around.
Okay.
Why he faced
Right.
Akainu, and why he couldn't just run away. And that's explained in this section of story.
Yes,
he gets it from his dad.
Yes.
And it's explained in more depth, which is why I kind of react viscerally when people say, oh, he got his goat. It's not just that Ace...
Yeah, you did when I said that.
Because it's not just that he got the goat. Because obviously Ace took that. Right?
Yeah.
He got angry.
Yeah.
But it's more than that, because they explain it. Garp explains it. Garp explains that Roger couldn't run away when the people he cared about were also running. That he couldn't just... And who's next to Ace in that situation? It's Luffy.
Right.
Ace turns around to defend Luffy.
Yes.
Ace turns around to make sure that Luffy would get out of there. And it adds more to that scene when you get into that. And that's literally all I was trying to remember. Because I knew it was explained and I couldn't remember it. But that's an unnatural... Like, that's a character taking something to the extreme. But characters kind of have to do that. Characters in stories kind of have to be extremes in certain aspects. The question is, how far are you willing to believe the extremes to which these characters take things?
Okay.
And I would say that's part of the thing that's going on with Luffy. Now, the one thing I will disagree with you on is that it's not that Luffy should be as jaded and as ruthless as the rest of them. Dan adored those kids. Very rough parent, but she obviously adored those kids because of her visceral reaction to Garp daring to show his face when he comes back after Marineford. She obviously cared about them. And the unnatural... And she cries when they leave. She cries when Ace left, and because Ace said thank you for everything. Mm-hmm. And then Luffy says, hey, for a mountain bandit, you're not all that bad. Being Luffy, and she cries. So it's not like Luffy was getting beat every day by these bandits. These bandits really just kind of existed, and Luffy was mostly causing problems for them. Luffy, Ace, and Sabo were mostly causing problems for them. So, yeah. Now, the things that he went through, sure, I could see that, but this is a little suspended disbelief type situation, because these are not real people. Yeah, a real person in that scenario would have probably come out that way.
Well, then I'm gonna throw the uneven writing flag.
Okay.
All right, because there's so much that Oda gets 100% correctly about character development, about their past, their backstory, and how it affects their adult life, and he gets so much of it correct that when he doesn't get it correct, it stands out.
Well, by that logic, Robin shouldn't have come around to the Straw Hats immediately. She should have waited like 10, 30 chapters to come and hunt them down. She shouldn't have immediately gone, okay, I'm with you now, and now I'm a...
I think that the story explains that one is because she's been... the story tells us that she sees people that she can use to her advantage, and she will... They're warned about it. They are warned that she will do that.
But Luffy sees through it. And he shouldn't have seen through it immediately by that logic. Because that was her intention. Luffy sees that she's a good person deep down, but by that logic, he shouldn't have seen that because she wasn't that good person. She was jaded. So,
wow.
Maybe he could see the potential, the spark of good in her by that. Like, my point being, this is a suspend your disbelief, and if this was the breaking point, I understand it, but I also see the flip side.
Sure.
Because
the rare
disagreement. Because there is the flip side, because you actually see the big thing about Luffy in this chapter, or in this section of story, is he shows up and Ace treats him like shit.
Yes, he does.
Ace is awful to him, and then
yes.
he finally asks Luffy after, halfway through the backstory, he's like, why do you insist? It's like the older brother, like, why do you insist on following me? Why do you insist, been there. Why? Just leave me alone. It's like, it's the leave me alone, I want to hang out with my friends, taken to the extreme. I don't want to have to babysit you.
Right.
As the older sibling, it's that leave me alone, I don't want to babysit you, taken to the extreme. Alright? And what does Luffy say? The pain that you could inflict, it's better than being alone. And that's important.
That is important.
And it kind of does explain Luffy's as a character. And this is the point, I'm glad we can finally talk about this, because it's so hard to talk about without getting to this point in the story, is that we love Luffy. He's a lovable idiot. But he's not... He's comedically stupid, but he's willfully ignorant. At this point, I have a hard time seeing Luffy as anything but willfully ignorant. From this point on, he is
woefully or
willfully ignorant.
Okay.
He is intentionally oblivious.
Okay.
Because the alternative is him having to invest emotionally when it's much simpler to just punch your way through something. And I think that explains a lot of Luffy's character, because he ignores the backstories of his... He doesn't care about his crew's backstory. He doesn't care what makes them tick. All he cares about is that they're his crew, and he's going to fight for them.
Okay.
And I think that he's willfully ignorant in this. I have more notes, but we dove right in.
We dove right in.
We dove right in. This is interesting.
Hit the ground running. I can understand why Ace had the problems that he had. He's called Demon Child right away by Dadan.
Yeah.
We find out how many people wanted him dead if they knew he was
alive.
Gold Roger's son.
Yep.
You get it. I get it completely. They play and live in the trash heap of Mount Corvo. All unwanted things end up here. Right? You can't miss the symbolism.
Yep.
It's all there. I will say I enjoyed the inclusion of Sabo.
Okay.
I enjoyed Sabo's backstory.
Okay.
I enjoyed Sabo having this awareness that he doesn't like his home life and the way he's being raised.
Come on.
That's fine.
There's a wonderful point of Sabo proving that even the people born into the top of the world can crave freedom.
Yes. Yes. And I will tell you this.
So wonderful.
There was...
And you know what it also does? It also explains why Luffy doesn't care that Vivi's a princess.
Ooh!
Kind of retroactively. Because Luffy couldn't have cared less once he realized that he doesn't care about royalty. He doesn't care about your status.
Right.
Why? Because his sworn brother was... and rejected it, He's like, okay, cool, yeah. People just are that.
Yeah.
It doesn't change who they are. So
yes.
he knows that from a young age.
Well, and you find out just a few chapters later, I mean, he's actually really quite mean to Neptune's daughter. Future video. You all know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
He refers to King Neptune as Hairy Arm Guy, which I just... one of the...
You're already in Fishman Island.
I know. It's just, I think that the beautiful thing about starting to read post Timeskip before we sat down to film this is it starts out so lighthearted and fun.
Yes.
And even the artwork, Luffy's face, it's almost the same innocent face that starts in chapter 1.
Yeah.
And
well, it's the dawn of a new saga.
Exactly. So, you've got this whole parallel going on there, and it was refreshing. It was like a breath of fresh air after,
It's like, oh yeah, we're hitting our stride again.
Yeah, and so, so, gosh, Luffy, no mother, abandoned by father. Ace, mother, father, both dead. Father is feared, hated, respected, envied, and famous. Dropped off by Luffy's grandfather to be raised by Dadan, the head of a criminal organization. They have free reign to do what they want.
And choose mountain bandits.
Those
are the types of bandits that Shanks beat in chapter 1. which is why Luffy doesn't like mountain bandits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bandits.
I missed
doesn't
that.
like bandits.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Shanks. Those were the ones that confronted Shanks in the bar.
I see. I thought they were a pirate crew that was doing that. I didn't realize.
No, they were bandits. Oh yeah, they were bandits. Yeah, so it's a fun little tie-in, you know.
It is a fun little tie-in, actually.
That's why he says, "For bandits, you're pretty cool," or for bandits, you're all right to Don when Luffy leaves.
Oh, okay.
It's really fun.
All right. Well, you know what? I don't have the benefit of 2 and 3 trips through.
No,
this
it's
whole
and
thing.
that's fair. So I pointed it out for that.
Yeah,
reason.
no, I appreciate that. Once I face off against an enemy, I never run away. That was the big line of Ace's that explained why he handled Akainu the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
You've got and Sabo describes it as a bad habit, a death wish, and it almost does come across that way.
No,
but it's really not a death wish.
No,
he just
he's not seeking it for the thrill of the combat or no. He explains it. Ace explains it to Don.
Right.
I couldn't turn around and run because Luffy was there.
Right.
Luffy was behind me. And then Garp explained it to Don. It was a flashback for Don. She just thought back to their conversation where Garp what a wonderful rundown of Roger. What wonderful insight into what kind of man Roger was. From his sworn enemy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know? Who obviously had, like, this begrudging respect for him.
They did have grudging respect for each other, which is what ends up with Ace being in the care of Garp to begin with, is that grudging respect.
The care of Garp... Don makes that joke. What do you mean you took him in?
Luffy says, I've got nobody else, that's why he keeps following Ace. He says, I don't want to be alone, I hate it more than being hurt.
Yes.
Which is why he puts up with so much, and it also explains why his crew is so important to him, and why he has to have the crew around him.
It explains so much of Luffy's character. And it explains, this is why I said, as was my notes, this is why I think Luffy is willfully ignorant and not stupid, because what does Luffy do the first moment that he realizes he's separated from his crew? When he first lands on Amazon Lily, all the way back.
Okay.
What does he start doing? He starts being an idiot. He starts singing. He starts trying to distract himself. He starts fighting animals to get food. He starts, he's doing like his natural survival like instincts. But what does he do? He reverts to being Luffy. He tries to ignore the problem while he searches for a solution. He's ignoring the problem because he hates being alone. And this is why that's why I say what I say about it.
Okay.
That's why I made the statement that I think that he's willfully ignorant. He's intentionally ignoring his problem. And that's why he goes to such lengths to save his crew. It's why he goes to such lengths to save Ace, because he'd rather be in pain than be alone. And even if he finds this temporary crew that helps him through Impel Down and through Marineford, he was going to save Ace because that's his brother, or he would do that to save his crew because he doesn't want to be alone. And he'd rather go through literal hell than lose the people that mean that much to him.
Okay.
Because he can't stand being alone.
That's very clear. Yes.
Yep. Anyway. Sorry,
no, because this is the whole reason why I was telling you. My thoughts on this section, I mean, just completely scattered and lost. I've got a rundown of some of the things that I've read, and but y'all know everything. I don't know that I have anything really, super important to be going on. I do want to know. Let me see. The whole section of Luffy practicing his punches was a tremendous amount of fun. Learning how to do the things that we now know he does regularly and gets better at.
Yeah.
Being swallowed whole by a crocodile was hysterical. I want to know, and I don't know if this is going to happen, does he ever repay the manager for the 26 bowls of noodles that he ate with this first IOU that he gave? Because you immediately go back to Baratier, right? And so you're like, oh, this started so much earlier in his life, and IOU.
Yeah.
If I don't know how this whole thing ends, but assuming Luffy does get the One Piece, does he settle his debts, or has he forgotten them?
It would be very funny if he did go on a world tour and
paid off all of his debts.
It would be funny.
Thank you for the 26 bowls of noodles. Here is your money. That would be great. So, I wrote some notes about Sabo, the whole thing about he wants his freedom, he wants to write a book, he wants to study navigation. I have a note down here, what will he and Nami talk about? And I wrote that simply because I never once believed that Sabo died in the explosion.
You said that. You said as much last video.
Yeah, in the last video.
You said as much last video.
And so I want to see what they talk about. That would be a nice combination. What did he learn? What did he write about in his book? What does she know? What can they do together? I hit another one of those things where he can't say anything.
Jack. I can't say Jack other than you'll enjoy.
When we get there?
Yeah, it's not even like. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. It was so... He doesn't even care. It's so on the nose with it. You were like, no, you can't convince me that this isn't what happens. You were so confident in it that I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not going to tell you when. I'm not going to tell you how. Yeah, fine.
Like, everybody knows, I get them wrong as much as I get them right. So
yeah, you do.
I do.
When you get them wrong, it's almost more fun sometimes. Just because it's like, oh, that's a really good guess, though. Or you're, like, so close.
You know what?
It's like, when you get them, like, 100% right, it's like, yeah. And to be fair, this is not a hard one to get 100% right.
No, it's not at all.
It's very clearly like, oh, Oda felt bad for killing off Luffy's brother, so he wrote in a
well, one of the things that I find really amusing, while people in the comment section will give you grief about like acknowledging everything, everybody is so good about not saying when I get it wrong. Your spoilers, you don't spoil by saying you're wrong on this one. You just let them lay out
when
there.
your predictions, your predictions.
And nobody gives me grief for...
You still have a few that in the past you've gotten right that haven't come through. That haven't come through yet. Yeah. So, I'm excited for when you get there. I'm excited to see where you get things.
So we get the whole burning trash mountain sequence.
Yeah.
We get Ace and Luffy unknowingly planting bombs for the Blue Jam pirates.
Yep.
We get the double cross.
Yep.
We get Dragon meeting Sabo. That was fun.
Yep.
And Sabo being ashamed to be an aristocrat. And then Dragon says, I understand I was born in this country too. So, now there's a... What part of the country was Dragon born in? Was Garp part of the aristocracy? Or was Garp part of the middle class? Was Garp part of the Trash Mountain people? I mean... We haven't gotten Garp's backstory up to this point. That whole section from Dragon right there just made me sit and wonder, okay, what do we not know about Garp and Dragon that we need to know? Or would be interesting to know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful in the story.
Yeah.
Dragon's going to have to come up with some real good redeeming qualities to be able to
justify leaving.
Yeah. And as I said in the last video,
you're ruthless against parents in this. You are ruthless against parents.
Absolutely,
in this.
I am.
We get a decent bit of Dragon in this. We get Dragon showing up for Sabo, and then we get some more after that. We see him later on with Ivankov.
Yeah.
Before Ivankov was arrested. And then we get some afterwards.
Ivankov is a hoot.
I love Ivankov.
I really learned to love him.
Great character. Fantastic character. Oh my gosh, I love him.
Blue Jam says human beings are strange creatures. When we're thrown into the deepest pits of misfortune, we start to laugh, and then immediately you can't help but go back to, Goldie, Roger. Is this where Luffy learned to do it? I mean, is this the moment where Luffy learned that, or has Luffy been doing that before this?
Good question.
Yeah. Let's see what I write here. Iva Winks blows open a path through the flames. Dragon is there with a ship. Those of you with the will to fight for freedom, get on this ship. Nice way of saving people. Nice way of coming in. Nice way of building your army. Mm-hmm. Look what they were trying to do to you. No body, no death. Sabo's alive. So you can see I kind of hop-skipped my way through here.
Yep.
Ace brings back Dadan. I thought that was an interesting choice. It does suggest that there was a closer relationship than what it may have appeared to be.
Yep.
There's a note I skipped over down here, and it was about the way that they were being raised. Dadan has Luffy, and this is a quote: cleaning, washing, shoe polishing, stealing, plundering, fraud, and murder.
Well, and then he goes and chases off after Ace because she can't keep control of him.
Right.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Right.
You know what it reminds... And I've made this comparison several times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of curious to know if he ever read it. But it feels like Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
The free... Okay, I'm ignoring my chores and I'm going to go off and play in the woods. Except now I'm going to go off and play death games in the woods.
Right.
It feels like Calvin and Hobbes. And I draw that comparison specifically because the early art style of One Piece very much reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay.
As an art style.
Okay.
So...
There could be an influence there. He had to
I would
have been
be
aware
very
of it.
curious if there was, because that's a very obscure thing for someone in Japan to be reading an American comic strip. I mean, it is like potentially the most popular comic strip of all time. It had like
Culturally, would Calvin and Hobbes play well in Japan?
I have no idea.
Don't know the answer to
I don't
that
know.
question.
I don't know, because its humor is so very philosophical at times.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I mean, they're literally named Calvin and Hobbes after John Calvin and the
philosopher Hobbes?
The philosopher Hobbes and the theologian
John Calvin?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
No, that's what they're named after, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Never knew that.
Fun fact.
Okay.
That's why you have a 6-year-old spouting Socrates and the tiger saying you completely misunderstood that. Anyway, fall in this pit of mud.
Sometimes I get so angry, I feel like if I run away, I'll lose something I could never get back.
And this time Luffy was behind me.
This time Luffy was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That line explains why he went back for Luffy against Akainu.
Mm-hmm.
It's that line explains why it wasn't a case of... I remember when I wrote this thinking to myself, this line explains why it's not he got his goat.
Yeah.
It was the very thing that drove him to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's... I mean, we were just talking about when I get it wrong. I got it wrong in the last video. I did,
well,
but,
to be
but
fair,
I hadn't
when
seen
you
this.
read it, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I reacted a little prematurely because I couldn't remember when that clarified. And I was pretty sure it came in the thing, in the backstory.
Right.
So I was like,
Yeah, so I got...
I reacted prematurely.
And I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. It happens to everybody. Garp lets us know that Ace is just like his father.
Yeah.
Roger did the same thing, making sure his enemy doesn't go after his friends. And I put in here number 2, look at this page, and I
which also ties into Luffy, because we also get that thing where Luffy is like, I'm still so weak.
Yeah. Yes.
And Luffy's whole thing is, I'm going to get stronger to protect the people I care about. I'm going to get stronger. Because he lost Sabo. Which is really hard to read. You know? They think they lost Sabo. So Luffy says, I'm going to get stronger so I don't lose anyone ever again. But... And when you read... And when you think back on this entire pre-Timeskip saga...
Mm-hmm.
It makes so much sense with that in mind, where Luffy says, I need to be stronger to protect the people that I care about. And he learned that at a young age.
Yes.
And you see him doing that throughout this saga. He starts off kind of as a top dog powerhouse compared to everyone else around. I mean, he kind of cruises through the early stages of this game. Like, when we get introduced to Luffy, he's not the underdog. He's the underdog in stature, but he's not necessarily just the underdog in power. He pretty handily takes care of a lot of people and doesn't have a lot of struggle against people. Mostly they just have ways of, like, causing him pain.
Right.
Right? So they make it a little hard to fight them, but, I mean, he pretty handily takes out a lot of the early threats.
A lot of the early
threats. Once he gets serious...
Well, he figures out, we talked about this a lot. He meets an opponent, the opponent gets the upper hand until he figures out how to beat him, and then once he figures out how to beat him...
But once we hit about Annie's lobby, we start to see that facade fracture.
Yeah.
We start to see that facade fracture a little bit, and then we get to Thriller Bark, and they kind of get by with the skin of their teeth, and then by Sabaody, their luck has run out.
Well, you know, Long Ring Longland is the one that always pops in my mind as the, oh, look at what this Admiral did to them.
Yeah, the turning point.
Yeah.
Even Foxy gave him a bit of trouble.
Oh, yeah, Foxy, yes, he did.
Yes, he did. It was a little too much than he normally would. So you see that thread start, but this is the point where it's like, okay, if this whole saga is kind of showing... Because you kind of finish off with the hat on the thing,
right?
The hat on the rock, and all the other Straw Hats going, oh, right, I need to double down.
Yeah,
I need to get better.
Oh, yeah.
Nami, I need to become a better navigator. I need to learn the weather better. Chopper, I need to be a better doctor. Usopp, I need to be stronger. Zoro, teach me.
Usopp. Okay, first of all, Zoro kneeling and saying, teach me, while Mihawk is saying, I am so disappointed in you. He's almost embarrassed for Zoro, and Zoro's like, no, which just, you know, so I got to that point, and I just remember thinking to myself, wow, if Zoro's going to become the greatest swordsman, if he doesn't give up that dream, he's either got to give up the dream, or he's got to realize it by defeating Mihawk. But is he going to defeat the man who trains him how to become the better swordsman? Or is there going to be this grudging respect where they're equals?
He's got to become the world's greatest swordsman. It's his dream, just like all the rest of the Straw Hats. He has to have it by the end of the series.
Does it come through Mihawk's decline as he ages? That
would be cheating. That'd be cheating.
Zoro save him?
Zoro needs to. I think Zoro needs to either save Mihawk or beat him, and I think he needs to handily beat him outright. I mean, he needs to beat Mihawk outright.
But could he have done that without Mihawk's training? That is
a great question.
That's the question that's hanging to be answered.
Maybe not. We don't know. Just to round out that thought, this whole thing ends with everyone realizing they're not ready.
Okay.
That they're not ready for what's to come, so they need to do that. So it's planted in the backstory and cemented by the end of it.
Sure.
This whole first thing has been discovering what they need to be able to do.
Yep.
Kind of a big, kind of an overarching part of this saga is discovering their limit and where they need to be to achieve their dreams, which is really fun for moving forward.
There's a phrase from the 70s that keeps running through my mind the entire time, and that is it referred to the original Saturday Night Live cast, the not ready for primetime players. And that describes everybody on the crew except Jinbei.
Yeah.
And Jinbei's not on the crew yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
Oh, you just gave me... Oh, man.
What?
You kind of just cemented the thought process that I was kind of starting to lay out there. But,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it too much. I'm not going to do it because it kind of... No, I'm not gonna finish that thought process yet. I'm gonna make a note of it and come back to it much later.
Okay.
Like 15 videos from now or something. I don't know.
In 3 years, Noah's gonna complete his thought on that subject.
So, yeah.
Okay. So I wrote a
Go
note
for
to
it.
myself on here that said, "Look at this page," and I opened it up, and honestly, I don't remember why. So I'm gonna do this quickly. Garp. Says at times like that, Roger can be as ferocious as a demon. He's speaking to Dadan.
Yeah.
One time he destroyed the entire army of a nation just because they talked bad about his friend. It's true he can be violent, short-tempered, and self-centered when he gets mad, but in his heart he's straightforward and pure like a child. He pretty much grew up the same way Ace did. Maybe because of that, he was especially afraid of losing his loved ones. Despite living that reckless life, he got lucky and survived, and in the end he was branded king of the pirates. Society saw him as a great criminal, but his friends trusted him completely. I'm a Navy soldier, and I still couldn't bring myself to hate him. That's why I took Ace under my wing. And of course, Dadan screams, but I'm the one who's taking care of him.
Yeah. And then it goes back to Dadan wounded after.
Yeah, wounded after the whole thing, and so that's a wonderful page of backstory. It's a wonderful page of backstory. It cements these two respected each other.
Yes.
It cements the
kind of cements that whole Roger Garp.
Yeah,
dynamic.
and Roger's not just an evil character, and in that Ace has so much of that personality in him, and he comes by it naturally. That's by nature, not by nurture.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was actually pretty cool.
Which is an interesting thing to explore with some of these characters. What is their nature and what is their nurture?
Number 3. Did you calm down yet, Ace? Where's Luffy? He's sleeping. He cried all night. And then, boss, we got a letter. It's from Sabo. He mailed a letter before going out to sea. So this is before he leaves on a small boat.
Yep.
This is before the boat gets destroyed.
Yeah.
He sends this letter.
Before Ace and Luffy are like, oh my god, he's dead.
He's dead. And it says, Ace, Luffy, did you get hurt in the fire? I'm worried about you guys, but I know you're all right. Unfortunately for you two, by the time you get this letter, I'll already be at sea. A lot of stuff happened, but I decided to set sail before you guys. My destination is anywhere but here. I'm going to become stronger so I can be a pirate. Pirates are freer than anyone else in this world. That's why that was the panel.
Yep.
We brothers should all become pirates one of these days. Then we can meet again somewhere out there. This ocean is vast and free. We'll meet again someday. Another thing, Ace, are you the oldest brother or am I? It might be weird to have 2 oldest brothers and 1 little brother, but the bond we share is the greatest treasure I have. Luffy is still weak and a crybaby to boot. Right. So
it's hard to read. That was hard for me to read. It was.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up a little bit. That's a hard section to read. Take care of him. Of course, it's not helped by this artwork of Ace just bawling his eyes out.
Ace is sobbing right there.
Ah.
This is the first time in almost 600 chapters where my note was read this page.
Yeah.
There was no summarizing this. There was no writing, about it. There was read it and experience it.
Yeah.
And of course Ace promising that he won't die. And Luffy just growing up, just assuming he was right. Makes the loss that much more.
Yeah.
Right.
The
artwork of the loss. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Devastating.
One of the things that I actually enjoy about the flashback is Ace kind of, with Ace being like rejecting Luffy at first, teaches Luffy not to worry about the rejection of people in his life, because if you then think back, every member of the crew has rejected Luffy at one point or another. Luffy first runs into Zoro. Zoro says, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm the pirate hunter.
Right.
Luffy tells Nami. Nami goes behind his back.
Right.
Luffy tries to get Usopp. No, I'm a captain in my own right. I'm not joining. Why would I serve you? They have to be like, yeah, come on. Join the crew. Sanji was adamantly not going to join their ship because he had a thing, and I know what people are going to say. Robin asked to join the crew. Yes, but only after she told him to leave her to die. He tried to save her. She tried to reject him. So the pattern still go. Frankie tried to reject. Actually, the only one who Brooke did too. Brooke did too because he immediately accepted, and then afterwards said, hey, I'm sorry, but I actually can't accept your offer because I don't have a shadow. So every single member of the... And Jinbei immediately was like, I'm not going to take care of this kid unless he earns my respect.
I don't think the Brook one fits.
I think the Brook one is not... Brook was ready to reject him. On the basis of there was no physical way he could join the crew.
Yeah, but that's that's not rejecting him. That is saying I can't take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes, but it's a different kind of rejection.
Oh.
It is a different kind of rejection. It doesn't. I didn't say that they all were like, relax.
Relax. It's okay if we don't agree 100%.
I was like, well, no, I'm onto something here, and it breaks if one doesn't work. But the pattern is there. They all have in some way, shape, or form, and it shows why Chopper. I forgot Chopper. Chopper initially was like, I can't join you.
Yeah, Chopper
and
rejected right away.
It shows why Luffy sticks through, and eventually, because in the case of Brook, Luffy's like, well, why can't you? Because he can tell that Brook wants to,
right?
But Brook's like, I can't. And then that's when Luffy's like, oh well, I'll just get your shadow back for you.
Right.
It's Ace taught Luffy not to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Ace taught Luffy not to take no for an answer because of this. So, and Luffy finds lonely people who are also alone, to bring onto his crew.
Say that one more time.
Luffy finds other people who are also alone.
Oh, yes.
To bring them onto his crew.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Everybody
key,
is.
It's key.
That is a key. Yeah, that is a key dynamic.
Yes.
It's a whole bunch of. Well, Nami had a family, but after everything that happened, I can't imagine Nami would ever go back to living that lifestyle with that family.
Couldn't.
And what a waste of talent that would be.
Yeah.
You know, if that happened.
Yeah.
I'm a tangerine farmer.
Yeah.
So let's see. This is a small world tie-in stuff comes out of all of this. Rayleigh, is it Shaky or Shaky? I can never figure it out. It's Shaky. And old lady Nyan took in the Hancock sisters after they escaped from the Celestial Dragons. Mm-hmm. Did Shaky assume Hancock fell for Luffy? This was a question I had, and I bookmarked this one. Because
I feel like the way it was written, and I think my translation was different from the official, but I feel like it implies that she considered it a possibility.
Yeah, because well, see, and I wasn't certain because we've got like flashback style artwork, and we've got this.
It's her conversation with Rayleigh. Yeah.
Okay, but it all makes sense if we assume Hancock's fallen for our little monkey.
Yeah, he's
quite the catch.
Yeah. So she's like saying it could be a possibility.
Right. And why did I start? I wrote a note to myself here on number 5 that something in here had me laughing out loud. Which at the end of, Marineford is saying something. Oh, yeah. This. Oh, my goodness. This is
Frankie.
Frankie. This is Frankie in on the island, and he sees the skull and crossbones on the button that says danger, and he says, oh, a pirate symbol. Beep! Explosion. I was just killing myself when he laughed. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah, and it harkens back to Chopper. It's the same.
Yeah,
I instantly got flashbacks to Chopper.
I thought the idea of Dragon protecting Robin was a great development. I absolutely loved Robin on the ship. And they're trying to get her to come inside, and she's like, "No, thank you. I'll stay out here." They call for blankets and food to be brought to her out there, and she, she just makes it very clear, I'm quite comfortable being alone. It's clear she doesn't trust the people she's with, where she's at, or why.
Yep.
And I kept having this question: do they have any clue what she's capable of doing? That was the question. But it was very clear that this wasn't going to be a fight situation.
Yeah.
But it wasn't going to be one where she was going to be trusting anytime soon.
No.
I really enjoyed that. And I'm interested in how that's going to play out in the future. And, I mean, it could be used so many different ways. Mm-hmm. And so the question is, do we find out? And I think it would be a shame if something really cool or interesting didn't come out of that, even if it's just a tiny piece of backstory.
What else you got?
I wrote a note. I said, Shaggy is to Rayleigh what Robin is to Luffy.
That's an interesting thing. Okay.
Well, I wish I could remember why I wrote that. I would have to go back and reread that little exchange right there. And then, so Rayleigh had to have used Hockey to kill the Neptunian when he showed up on the island, and so now I absolutely love the fact that we got such a clear explanation of Hockey, and I took notes on it, and I can understand it, and I might just laminate those notes and use it as a bookmark so that I can go forward. Okay, so. Chapter 595, Law is allowing Blackbeard to fight in the New World. He's not going after Blackbeard. He's not trying to stop him. He says, I'll take my rightful place. And I thought, oh, this is going to be interesting because Blackbeard is brutal, and here's Law just biding his time. This is going to be fun to see how that plays out,
Law's a great character. Law is a great character.
So did Drake eat the T-Rex fruit? Did he the dino fruit?
It is a dino fruit. I don't know which one, but it is a dinosaur fruit. Yes.
Right. Yes. And I saw that, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And so we meet. We meet the crew. We meet Teach's crew. We've got is it Jesus Burgess, Shiru, Avalo, Pizarro, Lafitte, Dacu, Vasco
Shot.
Mm-hmm. Katerina Devon and Van Ogre. This should be interesting to see how they play out. They've got Jewelry Bonnie chained, captive. Are those prism stone chains or regular chains? That was my question.
It is a very good question.
You're not going to answer it.
I am not going to answer that question.
And I understand why. Unfortunately, when I was grabbing books today, I left the rest of this section. So I did have some questions that I'm just going to have to ask off camera. Because
ask them on camera.
Well, except I left a book at home, and there's examples I need to show you. But basically,
I can get them pulled up.
You told me that there were that I know when Hockey was being used by some of the artwork in the lines.
In the future.
But I was wondering if they were in this section because there's...
Not really.
Okay, good. Because there's lines that were coming out of the crowd, there's coming out around people and around characters, and I'm like, is this here yet, or is this something that's yet to come?
No.
So if it's yet to
come,
I
liked your comment about, like, the black lines coming from Kobe.
Yeah, that was
Yes, that they were.
But you had to because he was like this small in that sequence, and so it
for a reason.
Yeah, it had to be something. Well,
Love Kobe. So proud of Kobe.
Chopper Mask was adorable and hysterical.
Oh,
right,
I love Chopper.
That was just right. Sanji learning Kama Karate to be able to learn attack cooking and 99 vital recipes to channel power into the eater. And I just thought, oh wow, is there a necessary setup for the future? That is just, I mean, it's the only one that I think we were spoon-fed. No pun intended. I didn't. Of all the potential future uses of things that they learned, that one was so painfully obvious. Nami on weather. Rhea learns about variations of weather unheard of to her previously, weather devices and weapons. And I wrote, with her knowledge and Usopp's tech, what weapons can they make? Could they make together? What weapons can they make together? You know, the interesting thing when they come back, Usopp is showing signs of the confidence that I've been waiting for 600 chapters.
Yeah.
We start to see it. He also comes back with new weaponry, and he's very confident in his weaponry.
Yes.
But they still haven't had a chance to put their brain trust together.
No.
And with Usopp's talent, her new knowledge, and Frankie...
Thank you. Thank you. I was about to say, if you leave out my boy, I'm gonna be mad. And Frankie, yes.
I mean, the three of them, and so, you know, Oda's done a very nice job of setting himself up with limitless potential. Literally, his only limitations are his imagination, and in 600 chapters, he's proven that his imagination has very few limits.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You know, because because Eneru lives on the moon. You know, I mean, I was just
exactly.
You know, Bone to be Wild was hysterical. Oh my goodness, that was a riot.
And I'm sure that was a pun in Japanese too for a different song.
Probably. Robin making the comment on Dragon's Boat, this is the first time I've wanted to be stronger for someone else. That's really kind of interesting. Faceless Frankie, little hard to look at, kind of funny, but when you know why he pushed the button, it was just, you know.
yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of listed all the different things that, you know, that they were learning.
Oh, yeah.
597, Zoro, look at these pages in the book. There's no shortcut to the top for us in the new world. That's an interesting line.
Mm-hmm.
Jembe leaves Luffy with Rayleigh, promising to meet on Saba Odi in 2 years. He's still not an official crew member. Let's see here.
Nope.
Rayleigh saying if nothing happened to him, it wouldn't be training. So, right? There's a little bit of Garp in him, you know?
Same era. Same tough love
same
type
tough
thing.
love.
Yeah.
Except that this time you know Luffy can take it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's going to be tough, but he's
got Gear 3, and now he's going to learn Haki, right? He's got, what, 2 more gears I need to be exposed to, is it?
Not answering this.
Oh, okay, you can't answer that.
Can't answer it. You'll understand when you get there.
Okay.
You'll understand.
Yeah. All right.
You will.
Okay, so
It'll be cool.
Did I?
It'll be really cool.
Did I admit to you guys, and I have to? I mean, I did this so innocently, and I apologize because I actually broke my promise, but it was a total and complete accident. I spoiled a tiny bit of Kuma's story in the future. Tiny bit.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
Okay, so look.
No.
I did. Tiny bit.
No.
Hang on.
I believe that it was on accident.
It was.
I
truly,
believe that
true.
it was on accident.
So one of the things is I've tried to understand the story, and as I've tried to go back into the story, I've used AI to dip into stuff I've already read to remind me of things.
Okay.
Right? I have become very, very good at asking very, very narrow, specific questions so that the answers are very narrow so I get what I need without spoiling the future. Okay?
But
And I screwed the pooch on one of my questions, and I read that Kuma gets rescued.
Oh,
So, but that's all I know because apparently Iva really wants their old Kuma back. And that's all I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That stuff also hallucinates a lot. So, yes, probably not in the way that it's.
They're not going to get 100% of the old Kuma back. But,
it's
okay.
That stuff does hallucinate. Those programs do hallucinate some things, and they don't get their summaries always quite right.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay. No, that's actually good to know because that means that maybe I didn't spoil it as much as I thought I did.
Yeah,
But
it's...
so the value...
I wouldn't put it that simply.
Oh, well, Kuma's value to the revolutionaries becomes so much clearer here at this moment, especially when Kuma shows up on the island and he's not swatting people, he's not attacking people, and it's almost like it's the RoboCop situation. You can reprogram him, you can wipe his memory, you can give him the fresh programming, you can do all this other stuff, but you cannot get rid of the core memories underneath. Okay. RoboCop is always going to remember his wife, his child, and want to protect them. He's never going to go home at the end of the day, kick his electronic boots off, ask for a can of cold motor oil, and watch some TV while the kid plays on Monopoly and the carpeting in front of him. It's just not going to happen. Did you like that? I thought that was fun. Funny. Thank you. I came across that right there. Now, right before Luffy goes into training, he screams out, "I smell adventure." Right? He's about to have fun. And I wrote in parentheses, he's healing. Yes. Little bits of him coming through.
They do state it's about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I really enjoyed chapters 595 to 597. All right. Dragon makes the comment Luffy isn't a child anymore. How much has Dragon been protecting him, or has he been?
He did once that we know.
Yeah,
of.
we do exactly. It's once that I'd really like to know, how does Garp feel about Dragon? Does Garp have any other children? Does Dragon have siblings? Questions that I want to know. Was Dragon a twin?
Yeah. Keep going.
Oh
no, he's not.
No, okay. All right, what?
Yeah, no,
what?
No! I would never be forgiven. No!
Okay, but
no!
That's one of those looks that says I'm on to something.
No! No!
Oh my goodness.
Came out of left field. I was like, what? No! I couldn't stop my reaction. Damn. That was rude.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
My notes ended there. I didn't know really what to do with this. That
is fair.
There was artwork that I enjoyed in this section. I thought that this section ended on such a positive note. The hat on the rock. Every single crew member was in a good place. They were in a place that they needed to be. Every single crew member said, nobody fought the message.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, okay, I've got the message. I know what I have to do, and I'm going to spend my time making myself better, as you mentioned earlier. And then then we meet and we get back together, and oh God, I was laughing. In the first chapter. It was
so
a tremendous
much
amount of fun. But what do you need to teach me about this chapter?
Oh,
about this section?
It's mostly just pointing out things that you might want to take a note on. I do love Captain Kidd. A new era has begun.
Yes.
Also talking about the 4 emperors. Now that Whitebeard is gone. So a lot of my notes were in order.
Okay.
I opened it up to go back to the section where that is straight up Marineford. Okay. Wait. Where is the section where they swear over the 3 cups of sake?
Oh, that's in the backstory.
I know it's in the backstory. I'm trying to figure where in the book it is. Ace asking, "Do you want me to be alive?" to Luffy.
Right.
Huh?
Oh,
that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts. Knowing his whole thing.
Right.
Because there's one thing very specific I would just want to point out about that whole situation when they do the 3, because it's starting today we're brothers.
Here's the sake right here.
Here's the sake. Is it before that or is it? I think it's like right after it. No, it's so they basically sit down and they talk to each other about what they want to, like Sabo says, "This is my dream."
Right.
Where is that section?
Oh.
You know, is it behind or in front of this?
I'll find it. You.
Well, you kind of got to read it kind of specifically because there's a specific thing that happens. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so Ace says, "Ha, you don't have to convince me. I'm going to be a pirate and win, win, win. I'll be famous all over the world. I'll prove my life is worth something."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did. No matter how many people in the world don't approve of me, no matter how many people hate me, I'm going to become a great pirate and show them all. I won't run away from everyone. I won't lose to anyone. I don't care if they call me a villain. I'll make the whole world know my name. And then Luffy says, blank, blank, blank. And then he says, "I want to be." And then they don't finish it.
Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
But it's got to be the same thing that we know. It just might be the first time that he's ever uttered it out loud.
It's not the first time he's ever uttered it out loud. Because he said it to Shanks when he got the hat.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Right
That's
before
right.
that.
Yeah, he did.
So why are we not seeing it? Why is it excluded?
Well,
Because he was screaming that on the way up to Dan's house.
It was... He did say it. We get the exclamation point. We get their reaction. He starts laughing, and they say, "I can't believe you actually said that. Ha ha ha, you're funny, Luffy. I can't wait to see what you'll be like in the future." There's a little foreshadowing for Sabo. But I think he does say it. I think, you know, it's the first time he said it to them.
Okay.
Now, do you know that he said something different that we're going to find out in the future when he gets back together with Sabo?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm very tedious. Yeah. That's all about the crew. Did you notice that Dragon stopped by Zoro's town? Where Zoro was training?
I think I did, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because we see Quina sparring a dummy, and we see Zoro lifting weights on the thing. It had no bearing on what was going on. It was just really funny. I thought that was really funny and really cool. He just stopped. It's just... Because Zoro's also East Blue, and it's like, yeah, Dragon just stopped there. That was really cool. It's like, oh yeah, here's Zoro as a kid, just by the way.
Yeah.
Small
world type thing.
Makino teaching Ace how to say thank you. The barmaid.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Ace saying, "I'm going to have to thank Shanks one day."
Yes.
This is great. Setting that up. Luffy saying, "I'm too weak." Pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much pain. Mm-hmm. But it goes into the what I said earlier about, you know, the Straw Hats needed to get stronger for Luffy, and Luffy needs to get stronger for the Straw Hats.
Yes.
So I think we kind of touched on that.
Yes.
And I touched on it, I mentioned it, but the Dan attacking Garp once he comes back.
Yeah, that was odd.
You found that odd? I found that painful. I found that hard to read.
I found it odd.
I'm curious.
Well, I don't have an emotional connection to Dadan. I don't particularly like Dadan. I don't particularly dislike Dadan. She just is.
Okay.
There are characters in the story that other characters have an emotional connection to, but the reader doesn't. And I spent no time trying to fill in the gap. I saw no reason to invest any effort in filling into the gap, because basically it doesn't matter. Unless she's coming back in the future and doing something significant, and if she is, then we're going to get a deeper look into the character. And if her participation in the story ends right here, then it doesn't matter. But I'm still in the middle of, I'd better see something good come out of Garp. Because I am so anti-Garp right now, it is amazing how much I dislike Garp.
Well,
I mean,
that's a turn.
I mean, well, it's a turn because
Yes.
you saw me last October.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
You know. And,
I know.
In personality-wise, and size, and costuming, I could pull off Garp really well.
And that's what I love about it is that there's depth because we do see something out of him. We get Jinbei is the goat, by the way. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Just because he helps Luffy through everything. We get some interesting developments out of the Marines at the end of this.
Well,
Garp and Sengoku retire.
Yes.
The Garp actively retired.
Yes.
And then the Commander-in-Chief, who's above the Fleet Admiral, Kong,
yes.
literally went, no. It was like, okay, well, you're at least going to stay on and, like, train people.
Right.
Like, I can't afford to lose you.
Right.
And then Sengoku nominates Aokiji for Fleet Admiral.
Yeah. That's interesting. And it's not only interesting, but I mean, my first thought was what should be everybody's first thought. How does this benefit Robin in the future? That should be everybody's first thought with that, because Akiji's central role right now is seeing how her story plays out. Because we've pretty much lost all of the whole Poneglyph storyline and the whole her purpose and her goal and we'll come back in the future.
Everything with the Straw Hats has taken a backseat.
Right.
Everything.
So you lose that, but he's such a central character in that and he's clearly protecting her. He's told her don't waste this opportunity, and so if he's going to be the Fleet Admiral, I mean, how blessed is Robin's career moving forward if she's got the Fleet Admiral looking over her shoulder, possibly running interference.
In that same vein, we saw Smoker talking with Aokiji as
well.
Oh,
I know. Smoker wants to go into the New World because he wants to keep his enemies close, but Smoker, so I know I sound like a broken record, but I love the Smoker Tashigi storyline. And I just think that Smoker is going to become pro Straw Hat. I've always believed he was going to become pro Straw Hat. From Roguetown. I mean, I do. And I haven't lost that. I see no reason not to have that.
All right. Also, we see Mihawk laugh.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. The first time we ever see Mihawk, we see him like smile a little bit,
right?
But we don't see him laugh out loud joyfully the way he does with Zoro here. Okay,
so we see why Zoro got swatted to that island, but why did the little floaty princess?
Because she wanted to vacation somewhere gloomy.
Oh, is that what it was?
I'm pretty sure she says that to him. She goes, well, if I had to choose, it would have to be somewhere dark, kind of dank and gloomy. And I'm pretty sure sure that's a gag. And then she gets swatted away.
Yeah.
Which is Perona.
Perona, that's it. Yeah, I could remember her name.
Mama Peach's least favorite character.
Perona?
Her laugh. She can't stand her laugh.
Drives me crazy.
Say hi to Mama Peaches, everybody.
But oh man, yeah. There's a lot. You get more with. Oh, and I love Boa at the. Oh, hey, Rayleigh.
I know. Everybody's so casual about knowing each other and
everything. Well, and then the funny comment of like, were you so engrossed with Luffy that you completely ignored his existence?
Right.
It was like, that's so funny. But also, everyone's reaction. So Luffy goes back.
Hang on. The fact that it's established that Rayleigh and Shaki helped rescue those girls is necessary to show their character.
Yes.
Now, it's easy to believe from Shaki.
Yes.
It's much more important to see that coming from Rayleigh.
Is that totally completely based on the fact that he's the right-hand man of the Pirate King?
Got the nickname Dark Lord.
Dark King.
Dark
Yeah.
King, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You need to see.
Luffy's swordsman. Not vice captain, not first mate, whatever. That argument, I'm not even getting into that at this point.
No.
But the guy who is essentially that
Right.
to Luffy
Right.
is Pirate Hunter.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
epitaph aside, which is a really cool epitaph, even when you're a pirate. Pirate Hunter Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. As a pirate, that's just a really cool title to have. But what was the other? There was a couple other things. So yeah, I love Boa's just reemergence.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I love her saying she'll drop off food every day, and Rayleigh's like, "No, you won't."
Yeah, she becomes more comic relief the more we saw her as this went on.
The more once she no longer had to be the antagonist of a section of story.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and she's played more for comic relief as the star-crossed
lover. Missed lover.
Yeah. Yeah, so funny. The what was I moving on to? Oh yeah, a massive difference actually in the anime versus the manga is that Luffy showing back up to Marineford to deliver the message is actually shown rather than it being like silhouetted flashbacks told by the Marine.
Oh, gotcha.
Like we actually see him show up, jump down, drop flowers, ring the bell, take his hat off, and then leave.
Okay.
We actually see that now, and the Marines are talking about it, obviously.
Right.
Because it's told out of order, but yeah, we actually see it. And I'm interested to know, do people prefer the anime version or the manga version? I prefer the manga. Having seen both, I prefer the manga.
I haven't seen both, but if from an illustrator's point of view, that's a great way to fill an episode. That's a great way to fill time. Yeah. You can probably get a good minute out of that sequence.
Yeah, they probably got like 5 minutes out of that.
Well, yeah,
the
way they milk it,
the way that Toei milks.
Yes.
But yes, I can't wait for that remake anime to come out. I sent you the trailer for it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I don't remember if I looked at it or not.
It looks good. I'm excited.
So I'm trying so.
There are my thoughts. It's good.
I'm trying so hard to remain spoiler free, and so like
that doesn't have any spoilers.
Oh, so I'll tell you what, I felt so guilty about that Kuma thing. I was like, "Are you ever going to admit that on camera?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I can't lie to everybody."
That's okay. You didn't get the massive spoilers about that.
Yeah, no, I know there are no massive spoilers, and it just
because there are some massive spoilers you could have gotten.
Well, so the big thing is at this point in the story, there's such a huge volume of stuff, and I'm still on my first read through. Everybody else has such a vast, they've repeated it and gone back through it. Sometimes I have to dip online, and remind myself of
really
some stuff.
Hard to
but I'm really good at it.
Here.
I work really hard at making sure my queries are as narrow as I can possibly make them.
Yeah, I completely forgot my train of thought there.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm tired.
Sorry. No,
but we are officially through what is known as pre-Timeskip One Piece.
You know what?
Pre-Timeskip One Piece.
I'm kind of happy
come to a close.
To be a member of this group now. I mean,
welcome to the post-Timeskip.
And I have to tell you that I've been thoroughly enjoying post-Timeskip. It's such a break from what we were reading in
Do you think you're gonna do it because it's such a small section of chapters? Return to Sabaody.
Okay. I don't know where it is.
Return to Sabaody is them in Sabaody and then leaving Sabaody.
Oh.
And then Fishman Island is the Fishman Island arc.
Okay.
Them going to Fishman Island.
So I'm deep into Fishman Island.
So we're just going to go all the way through Fishman Island.
I don't know that there's a whole lot to cover on Return to Sabaody.
There's going to be some hype, but we might as well tack it on to Fishman Island.
Yeah, let's just do that. What
Okay.
I need to know is, how deep do I read to get to the end of Fishman Island?
Wait till they leave Fishman Island.
Okay. All right.
When they leave Fishman Island... What's after that? Punk Hazard?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to remember.
Wait.
I think it's...
Is it Zoe?
No, it's not Zoe. Zoe's way farther. Zoe is post,
Post something else.
No, it goes... Zoe is pre and post Dressrosa, I think.
Gotcha.
The one that she wants to be a part of
It's
filming.
post Dressrosa, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's Punk Hazard after.
Oh.
You'll like that one.
Okay.
You'll really like that one.
Well,
You'll like that one a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll really enjoy it.
So-
Fishman Island, I'm excited to dive into
So
post time skip and be over the hump.
I'm happy to put the exclamation point on this section of the story.
Mostly just because it's going to be so much easier because you're just going to get more. You're going to be like, oh, so many questions are going to start to be answered.
Okay.
And then there's going to be new questions.
Sure.
But it'll be more fun because sometimes you'll get questions where I don't have the answer. So I can just be there excited with you.
Okay. Well, I'm still used to the answers of I'm not saying anything about that, which just makes me wonder about my whole siblings question.
It does make it interesting because it's like if I say we don't have an answer yet, by the time you get caught up, we might get the answer.
Oh, okay.
There's actually an
right.
interesting
Right.
thing, which is I usually hold off on saying we don't have an answer to that yet,
Right.
because it implies that we don't know.
Okay.
And I don't want to string you down that path, but there are some times where I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, well, by the time he gets caught up, we might get the answer because we're getting more answers every week.
Oh,
he
sure,
is in
you have
full overtime right now.
Gotcha.
He wants to end this. He wants to
You
end.
have said this. You
His
have
wife
said that,
wants
dude.
him to be done. This man is desperate to get this story finished, but he's like, I have to close this. I have to wrap up this. I have to do this. I have to do this.
I have to have
do-
Lucy repay all those IOUs.
Yeah. So yeah,
26 bowls of noodles.
it's so funny if you did. And then, oh man,
Oda, call me. I have
I'm gonna
suggestions.
in lieu of a PowerPoint or power panel.
Yeah, we're not
Just
doing
because
power
this is
panels
so narrow, I'll do power panels in Fishman
today. Okay.
for anything. Although I don't know if any of the power panels we have so far include fish up through Fishman. So put them. Link will be in the description if you have any. I did want to show some of my favorite panels that I took pictures of.
Okay.
That I noted. One of them is the one that you read. It's Garp talking to Dedan about Roger.
Okay.
I also loved Dedan grabbing Ace and getting a hold of him. Who killed Sabo? It was this country. It was this world.
Yes.
You know? And you think you can do a damn thing about that? And then, when your old man died, he died bringing in a whole new age. I won't have you running off to your death until you're a great enough man to do the same.
Oh,
Dawn,
that
you foreshadowing bitch. I love her.
Yeah, except that was easy to write after the fact.
It is easy to write after the fact, but that's hard to. If you read this chronologically,
Right.
It would be.
Let me pull up. I want to revisit something when you're done with your stuff. There's something, and I almost forgot to do it, and you just reminded me. Do you have any more pictures you want to show?
I do.
Okay, sure.
I do.
Yeah, let's
because these will get flashed. Ace says. I'm not all that smart. I can't figure out what was really responsible for Sabo's death. But whatever it was, it must be something totally opposed to freedom. Sabo died without ever becoming truly free. And one of the things about this is, yeah, it's a lot easier to write this stuff in retrospect, but that makes it easy to show what makes Luffy Luffy.
Okay.
You know? So that would explain why Luffy is so immediately like, I'm gonna punch a celestial dragon. I don't care. Because he does a lot of retrospective with Luffy. A lot of his. That's why I said we early in the story, Luffy kind of starts out a half-baked story. Luffy kind of starts out as a character halfway. You know, he's already gone through some stuff. That's why he's so confident. Why he's so strong. And then Oda waits until after he waits until after he gets through everyone but Jinbei's backstory before getting to Luffy's.
Yes.
So it's like it's kind of an interesting way to do that, and I personally enjoy that because it's like
I'm looking forward to Jinbei's backstory. If we get it, more than what we've had.
Okay. Shanks buried Ace and Whitebeard.
Yes.
And have I told you this? That those graves, they have them.
Yes, you did. You told me that in a phone call. Yeah, you told me. Yeah.
Universal Studios Japan as a seasonal exhibit.
Right.
You can go visit cool. Ace and Whitebeard's graves.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It's really funny. But I love Shanks mentally speaking to Luffy. You know, it's through knowing both victory and defeat.
Yes.
Running wild and shedding tears that a man truly grows up. Make it through this.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's like, dang, that's...
Yes.
Yep. And then this one breaks me. The cover art of an adult Ace, Sabo, and Luffy.
Yes.
Is like, that's so rude!
Yes.
It's so rude!
The fantasy panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought of when I saw it.
Yeah. And then, just as a cool one, Roger and Whitebeard standing.
Back to back, yeah.
That's just a really cool, with their Jolly Rogers in the back. I'm like, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. That's a cool. There's also another one in there, and it was Smoker and Hina on a date. I think. It looked like it. It looked like it was supposed to be.
That sounds familiar.
Okay,
so before we do Fishman Island, I want to look at panels. I want to do it. I want to do a whole panel thing.
You want to do a whole panel thing?
Yeah, panels because I so thoroughly enjoyed the
cover art.
Yeah, the cover art. Okay, so if you didn't see the Father's Day live stream, and I understand if you didn't, why you wouldn't. We had two ideas that came off the top of my head for me that were very, very similar, and we talked about them. I pitched them on the air. It's the idea of an elevator speech. If you're in an elevator going between floors, you have about 30 seconds to convince someone to do something. What would you say? And so we had two of them in the live stream. One was, if you had another anime or manga that you wanted us to cover, not that we're going to dive into a new one right away, but if you had one that you really, really love, what is your 30-second elevator speech? Record it. 30 seconds, make your argument, make your pitch, have fun with it, and send it to us. I would love to see it. In our Gmail address is in the description of the video. So I would love.
It's also available on our channel.
Yeah, so
well. It's public.
I would love to see what you have.
@gmail.com.
And then the second one was on the same idea. If you had 30 seconds between floors to convince someone to read One Piece or to watch One Piece, what would you say? How would you make your pitch? So, I'm going to ask you to put, this is from Sergey, all right?
Sergey?
Is it Sergey or Sergey?
I have no idea.
Sergey, my apologies if we're getting your name wrong. However, you are the only person to respond, but you put together an absolutely fantastic 30-second video that's the argument for why you should watch One Piece. So please tack that on to the end of this video. Yeah. Everybody watch it and give him some love in the comments because he responded and he brought his A game. And
Actually, you guys sent the YouTube link. I'm
did.
gonna link it.
Okay.
In the pinned comment. Go watch it. Go like it.
Okay. Yeah.
Go show him love in his comments.
Yeah, give him
I think
give him some
it's
hints.
an unlisted video, but
Okay.
yeah.
Boom.
Do that.
Because it's really good. It was really good, and thank you very much
because it should
for
go
sending it
to him.
Okay. Yep. I'm
actually that's
not YouTube literate, so you've got you're right. Yeah.
Because it is really good. I watched.
Yeah,
it. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
So that's all I got. Yeah, I'm done with this.
This is the most that we've argued in a One Piece video specifically.
Ever?
In a One Piece video specifically, yeah. Most of the time I'm just sitting here.
I know, I like it. It makes it far.
It's good. We're gonna get. I think it's gonna get a lot more. It's gonna get a lot more
contentious.
Well, I think
in a good way.
I think the closer we get, the more we're gonna have more back and forth. Like, okay, well, what if it was this? What if it was this?
Sure.
What if it's this? Because the closer you get to catching up, like I said, the fewer answers are going to be available. So
yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'm excited for Fishman. I'm really excited for Punk Hazard. Because Punk Hazard is the one that comes after that, I believe. Like 90% sure. Which you'll really like. You'll really like that one. Yeah, I'm excited. Right. Yeah, so, officially out of the pre-time skip into the post-time skip. So, second saga, here we come.
5 comments related to 591 through the Hat on the Rock. Nothing post-time skip, please. That'll be one of our next videos. And what do you think? And how have we done on the first half of this journey? Because, this is a hoot. From the guy who said, I'll probably never read a word of this.
Yep.
To, oh my goodness, I'm at
over halfway.
Yeah, I'm over halfway.
Yeah,
that's
over cool. Halfway.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think at this rate you'll never be less than halfway at this point.
I don't.
Or never more than halfway. My bad. I reversed that in my head. You'll be never more than halfway.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah. Congratulations.
Because I'm reading.
I'm tipping.
Reading faster than he's pumping out episodes.
Well, you're reading in batches, and there's no way that he's pumping. He's pumping out like 30 chapters a year or something like that. So
yeah, I'll read 30 chapters in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and I'm really having fun reading this. So your comments down below, and what a wild blessing.
And now we're getting into the section where it's like I actually remember less. So. Because we've been reading this for like the past 2 to 3 years, solely pre-time skip. I haven't focused much on post-time skip other than keeping up with the current.
Oh, good.
Keeping up with the current story. So it's like, I'm having.
Yourself.
I'm a little. This is going to be a little fresher on these rereads. So I haven't dove into these anywhere near as much. There's so many coming up that I'm so excited for.
Well, I tell you what.
Dressrosa's a good one. I'm really excited for Whole Cake.
And
I'm saying these because he has no context for what these islands are.
I have no idea what he's
There's
talking
one
about.
I won't.
You're talking about that. You know what's rolling through my mind? I mean, it's like one of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed. You get this build up where the Straw Hats are going into a trap where King Neptune really wants to just put them in prison, and there we've got Neptune and all his men chained up, and you've got Usopp and Zoro and Nami, and they're having a WTF moment. Where's Luffy? Because they've got everybody chained up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they just did it. Like even Nami is standing there confidently. I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun.
You're kind of in there. Return to Sub Odie and Fishman is kind of a victory lap. I can see that. We mentioned that at Whiskey Peak.
Okay.
Because East Blue is also called the East Blue Saga.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's kind of like that's East Blue. They didn't even make it to the Grand Line, right? So it's like when you get into the Grand Line, you get to Whiskey Peak, you kind of get the payoff of how far they've come because no one really struggled at Whiskey Peak.
Well,
Zoro kind of took everyone out. Nami was very in her element, cheating them and out drinking them.
Yeah,
and even Usopp wasn't like all that. He was like oblivious.
You got to see Zoro do what was hinted at Arlong Park, and that's one of the things that was so exciting, is because you actually got him to see him do what he does best.
Fishman was, and Sabaody is, well, you've seen Return to Sabaody, so you kind of know that. I guess we're already dipping into a little bit, but we'll go into the details.
No, we should get so excited.
It's kind of that, like, okay.
You can see we needed to get through this episode so that we can get into what we want to talk about.
I really want to talk about post-time skip, man. I really want to talk about post-time skip. I need you to read faster, damn it. 3 years! You think it's hard for you guys? I have to keep my mouth shut and talk to this dude weekly.
I feel like a boat anchor.
I have to edit these things.
I feel like I'm leaving the studio doing the walk of shame all of a sudden. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Pork Chops, Rice, and Peaches.
If you like what you see, if you're enjoying the journey, hit the subscribe button.
And we'll see you next time.